Hey Shanny, this is Crew Chief. This is a VR response to your Pay It Forward. I believe you wanted to know something. You wanted to know something about me that I most likely wouldn't normally tell you, or people around me that know me real well that don't really know about me. You know, the little things about yourself. You know, something that I can laugh at myself about. You know, something like that. I was going to just tell you I didn't have nothing because I'm not quirky, but I wouldn't believe that either. Couple things I can safely reveal that I think are funny that nobody else really knows, and I do laugh at myself at time to time about it. You know, do that inside giggle. And I think the first thing is as I was growing up, my mom was just all over me about cleanliness, keeping clean, and this and that. You know, I mean, she really worked hard at it. Let me tell you, she had her hands full. And the big thing, you know how it is. You know, if you got kids or whatever, you know, put that toilet seat down. You know, man, I bet if she had a nickel for every time she told me that, she'd have been a billionaire. You know. So, you know, I heard that, you know, the whole time I lived at home. You know, it seemed like it was one of those impression things. When I ended up having my own children, boy, I'll tell you what, that little magic memory button kicked in. Telling them kids, man, put that toilet seat down. You know, I don't want to see the dog's head in that thing. And, you know, I don't want to see the cat floating in the toilet, you know. And just constantly on them, you know. And then I started remembering my mom, you know, doing this, you know, and it was all for the common good. Well, I'll tell you what, when they wasn't around, old Dad had that baby up and open. And it seemed like they started thinking, as the years went on, that one was setting the other one up to get a reaming over it, you know, because I'd come in and I know I hadn't had it up, and they have it up, and then vice versa. Man, they'd go in and check themselves, I'd go in, and boy, they never caught on. They never did ever catch on, but that was a little quirk, you know, and then I'd laugh at myself. I'd hear them in there, you know, running back in and checking, and like, oh my God, I forgot to put that down, you know, and then it was, Dad was in there and they didn't even know it. So, that little quirky thing. Oh yeah, and you're not the only ice kicker, hon. I've gotten so good at it, I can do a 2-bank shot off the kitchen cabinets and hit that refrigerator pretty good. But man, that was another thing that, like you said, that just drove me crazy. Man, come in the kitchen and there'd be a half melted cube on the floor, about to bust your ass with some slick bottom shoes on on the ceramic. Wow. Now, every night when I'm making myself a little cocktail after work, and it never fails. Couple ice cubes hit the floor, and if I get one out of the whatever, I tell you what, my cat's gotten pretty good at putting them, and if I can train her a little better, I think that she could probably hit that ice box, or ice box, that sounds old school. Let's go with refrigerator. I think that she could probably put it under there, but that's something a lot of people don't know. I thought I was kind of nuts with that, but glad to see I'm not the only one. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, here's one. Boy, if anybody that's really close to me hears this video, they're really going to have a good one now. I've been known to be kind of anal about my non-work vehicles, especially my like my trucks and stuff like that. I keep them very clean, and you know, always ready to go, man, very clean. And whenever I go somewhere with somebody, it's no eating in it, or no drinking, or no smoking. No smoking. Well, let's see. One old crew chief is by himself in there. Boy, I used to smoke up a storm. And I've ate a lot of food in my vehicles, and I've slurped down a lot of beverages. But Nobody ever wants to go when it's time for me to drive, man. It's like they're going to start turning around and let's use my vehicle. And I'll tell you what, man, it's been going on for a long, long time. And people have no idea about that. Even though I don't smoke anymore, I quit quite a few years ago. But yeah, that just used to drive my family and friends crazy. It was like, you know, it's just, it's the little things that we do that make us human. And oh, I love to laugh at things I do sometimes. I'll think back about all this stuff and it gives me a little chuckle, and it just reminds me of who I am and what I am. You know, I'm no different than anybody else. One other thing. My neighbors behind me here, I've got, it's kind of uncommon, I've got a wooded lot behind my house here, part of this lot, and it's a buffer zone for me and my neighbors. I live in a quite heavily occupied area here. It's quite thick residential area, and I'm real lucky to have this buffer zone. While my neighbors behind me, we don't get along the best. And they're constantly, which really don't bother me, but I can't let them know that. So they're like used, you know, they use like the backside of my property, which it don't piss me off or nothing. It's fine. But I let them think it does. And they use it for like dumping their like yard wastes and, you know, clippings and their mulch, their leaf mulch and all that stuff, you know, which, like I said, it don't really bother me, but I don't let them know. And I've kind of ragged on them about it. And I've been using it back there for a yard waste dump for years, and they don't know it. And I've been out on the deck, and they can't see that I've been out there, and I've heard them walking around, and I hear them like kind of bitching at each other, like, "Oh my God, if you put stuff out here, my God, that's a big pile. He's gonna be bitching about it." And then I was just like out there the whole day, like dumping stuff, and they don't know about it. So, you know, I'll rag about that to them, but they don't know that I'm doing that myself on my own property. So, I mean, it's kind of like a joke, you know. They just don't know who's all involved in it. So, not real big stuff, not real shaming things, but, you know, it's the little things like that that we do that I think that makes us think that we deserve to do it and nobody else gets to. Yeah, it makes us who we are. Thanks for watching.